Okay, so now at this point, we are going to get rid of a few things and change a few things and fix a few things and generally make this into a wireframe. First thing we're going to do is delete this newsletter temp layer. The next thing is we're going to select the UI layer here by simply clicking on the target in the layers panel. Once that's done, in the option bar, as long as you have the selection tool in the option bar, you have the option of determining the fill, which we do not want to fill. We just want a stroke, and we are going to give a stroke of black. In your stroke panel, make sure that the weight is 1, your caps are in the corners, and the align stroke is on the inside. I'm going to click on that. And while we're at it, I'm going to double click on the name UI and change that to wireframe, as that is what this is now. And then click off of that, and now I have essentially, well, what appears to be somewhat of a wireframe. Go ahead and save this, make sure everything is going along. Now I'm going to apply some notes, some tags, or, well, essentially some text, delineate what items are where and what's going on. So first thing I'm going to do here is go to my character panel. I'm just going to find Times New Roman here, use that one, and use a size of 18 is adequate. Then I'm going to get my text tool here, text tool, and notice that the cursor is around. It's a round. We don't want round. We want square. So make sure that your cursor with your I bar there is in a square, not a circle. Click once, and you can type something nice and elegant, like header H1. I can not read that. Well, maybe this is logo. Let's go with logo instead. Change that to logo. I'm going to jack the size up so I can actually read it. In fact, I might even go 48. There we go. And then place it right here, somewhat in the middle. So there's my logo. Okay. I'm going to click that. Put my logo down in near my logo box there, and I can actually target both those together and I can group them, as that is my new logo group. Next is, again, banner, the same thing. Make sure that your cursor is not round, that it's square. Wait, this does not want to do that, and I'll just put banner in there and position that there. And again, find banner in my list and group those together. Object group, that's my banner. That's so far my header. Now I got mixes my graphic, so again I'll just kind of hover in there and put graphic. Type that puppy in there, move that down with the other graphic, and group them. H1 is going to be a little bit trickier, but I'm going to, again, one way I can do this is I can lock these items, all of them together, just by locking item 1, and that way nothing should lock onto that. I'm going to go ahead and just type in some lower MIPS in here. Do I have lower MIPS in? Yes, actually I can go get some lower MIPS. So I'm just going to cut over here and grab some lower MIPS in. There we go. And I'll just grab first text there, copy that, and now that's too big for my lower MIPS, and I'm going to move that over here and change the size to something a little bit more manageable. Maybe this 30 would be good, 30, and settle that right in the middle of that. Go grab some more lower MIPS, as it were, and next sentence there. So this is my sub, and again do the same thing, kind of place that in there somewhere in that area. Type that and then change the size. Let's go with 21. For whatever reason that didn't stick, so there's 21. And again, if you're zoom in whenever you need to zoom in. All right, so there's my second bit. Oh, make sure it's actually in the area that where I actually want my. The last bit then is some text here. I'm going to make a text box. First of all, I'm going to load it up. Let's get some serious lorem ipsum here, a couple paragraphs. Probably way too much, but okay. And then I'm just going to make a text box and paste. And I'm going to change this to 16 and give it a leading of 24. And that should be fine. And again, I'll just make sure that it's centered. If I want some more, I can actually put in a like that. Since that's a text shift, I should probably put in. I'm going to go ahead and make a paragraph break there of that much. And again, with lorem ipsum, always you can always add more or subtract more to make your design a little bit more visually interesting. So I'll just clean up that. Maybe add a little bit more there. Yeah, maybe one more bit here. And again, I can chunk that. Okay, so now I've got text there, and then I got one little bit here. I got my little CTA here. I don't know what the CTA is actually ever going to say, but so we'll just leave it there. And again, make sure it's big enough to be seen. There, like that. Now I'm going to have to ungroup item 1 here, or unlock it. Sorry, not ungroup it, unlock it. And move these little bits and pieces in to make sure which one's which. That one's the H1, so I will, I can actually get rid of that if I turn that off momentarily. There's my H2, putting that in there, I'll just turn that off. Leave my lorem ipsum down there, and I'll just turn that off. Click that. I can actually leave my CTA there, that looks nice and clean. Let's make sure my lorem ipsum's actually, it's not. See, it was lying to me, so I'm going to go here and change that to 16 and change that to 24. And I can put in a lot more text, so that, it doesn't matter. Well, let's leave it at that. I'm going to view fit artboard in window and see where we're at. All right, we're good there. I'm going to nice and clean. So I'm going to go ahead and file save. And okay, now the second item 2 is the same thing that we did with item 2 before. We can actually just duplicate. Well, one thing we can do, we can just simply, again, just duplicate item 1 here. And get rid of that item. I'm just going to throw that item 2 away. I'll just change item 1 to item 2 here. Select it and then move it down. And position it accordingly. And I can go in here and I can edit this as I please. Again, I'm going to position that properly in the flow of thing. But remember now, before we didn't have an H2. Well, I guess those 2 bits, so we can throw those away. And we can move our content, both of these up. Actually, let's move both of those together. We can actually move all of these up together if we do so. I seem to have lost some text here. Use my buttons there. I'll just use my arrow button there. And again, I can take out some content. One thing about, I can actually just cover that up. Break it out. I'll just collapse it. And the same thing with that. And then move up my CTA, my rule. And there's my CTA, my errant CTA that never got into my, I'm going to have to duplicate that twice. One for the CTA that goes in the CTA bin. I should actually lock those together, which I will do, and edit object group. A little CTA button there. And then I'm going to lock item 1 down, lock it down, then take this CTA And I can now move it down to there. And then physically move that down to there and group those together. And name that CTA. And if I want to turn that off, and there's item 2. Good to go. Make sure you're saving, and everything is actually cleanly positioned. That doesn't seem to be cleanly positioned there. Switch that over a little bit. Okay, and keep saving, keep moving.